And we're back with another episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy II. I'm your host, the RPG guy, and we're doing pretty good. Magic's about up to snuff, whatever you want to call it. I think it's snuff. And at least as far as I'm willing to work on it for the time being. So let's get on our boat, and now we need to make our way to Dias, which isn't necessarily close. We actually have to find our way kind of out of this very large opening bay-like area. And it's actually all it is you just head south from Altair, rather, and then I'm like thinking of the name of it. It's like, what was it called again? Altair, that's right. And we're making our way out of there pretty much, and then we're moving west. Once we head south and reach land, follow the land west till you find a gap. The Gap of Rohan. Okay, maybe not the Gap of Rohan. Welcome to the Gap of Rohan. But there's the gap there. And as you can see, we just kind of zigzag through here. And then we're going to keep heading south until we can no longer head any further south. As you can see, Furion, Maria, and Guy are all decked out as needed, so we should be pretty well off. That did no damage, but that's fine. We don't care about the second attack. Let's keep moving. So, as you can see, we're now outside of the bay. From here, we want to head south till we see ice mountains, snowy mountains, and then head west again, give or take. So, let's see. Heading south. So you can see the ice area down there. And then we want to head kind of west-southwest of here. And as you can see, now we've reached the island of Dias. Dias, whatever. So it's not a hard area to actually get to. The catch is you just actually have to get to it. And yeah, we went to Mysidia, so we don't really have anywhere else we need to go. Quite literally, we don't have anywhere else we need to go. We need to just kind of stay on point to the main storyline. There are other places we could have gone, but there was no value to going to those other places because we're already decked out as best as can be in general. So, meh. Now, the thing you might want to feel is landing here is a good idea. I actually like to kind of crop up. I'd like to park the ship a little bit closer to where we need to be. So let's see, that should kill it. And then there's a Gib. Yeah, we're at the kind of the mouth here. That way we can just head straight east, across the lake, and north. And thus we are in Castle Diast. Go away, don't come any closer. I'm coming closer. You better hide your toys, little kid. Run away, little girl, run away. For anybody who remembers that quote from anything. I'm gonna tell my mom. Yeah, what's your mom gonna do about it? All I do is murder things. So we're going to get some free goodies that can be found all throughout the area. We just need to avoid that. Yeah, empty room. There's no fights or battles here, if I'm to be not to be mistaken. So we get a Phoenix down, which is always good. So that way we bought it as I was making a bunch of money earlier. I bought a lot more of the status effect and healing and Phoenix downs and stuff while we were getting the cash. The cash, all of the cash. Stun tome, stop tome, and a curse tome. We don't care about the curse tome, but the other ones, oh, they're not too bad. put the stop tone on Maria, and we might have to actually get rid of something. Not sure what yet, because we're gonna put the stun tome in there. Okay, we have enough room for one more. All right, but we are gonna have to get rid of some of her spells at some point. Unicorn horn. Because we got to make room for better spells. And there's spells that are really not useful. Blind isn't that useful. Not really. You know, we could start getting rid of, like, Asuna or Life or Cure. I might get rid of her Cure spell. We don't really ever use it. There's some things I got to really consider when we get to that juncture. And then, obviously, we find the Room of Glory. Well, don't get too excited. Most of this stuff is consumables. Saint Spirit, Winged Sword, and then there's some gear there. So let's take a look at what we got here. The Winged Sword, a light sword that slices through air. A crystal that maximizes spirit, maximizes intelligence. Okay, so that's its own thing. A stone and a crystal. And then we got a mallet, which, meh, it's just a mallet. I believe it's something you have to use in battle. Now, the Winged Sword is not bad. It's also not bad in the case of putting it on Furion if we need to level up his offense, but we'll do that for now. That way we can put the Sleep Blade there if I need to. But yeah, they're pretty maxed out as far as their weapon levels can go for the moment. Just because it's going to be a while before, again, we fight enemies that are really worth fighting. So, yeah. So that should be all the main stage treasure here. So that we can now continue forth. Yeah, we came down here already. Yeah, we came down here already. So we can't deal anything with that, really, right now. I hope my son hasn't caused you any trouble. If he has, I do apologize. My husband was a dragoon. The Imperial soldiers killed him along with the rest. Along with the rest. My son and I are the only two left. In the room behind us is the last surviving Wyvern. It seems to be trying to tell us something, but I cannot speak its tongue. If we only had one of the pendants, we would be able to understand it. The cavern of the Wyvern's lives is north of the castle. And that cavern may hold one of the pendants that allows us to speak to Wyverns. That's about the dragons. The dragoons fought valiantly, but the Empire knows no honor. They poisoned the Wyvern's water. The Wyverns wreathed in agony until at last their breathing stopped. With their Wyverns dead, the dragoons were picked off one by one by the Empire. So, I don't think there's really anything else worth asking her. I can't think of anything. Okay, so hold on. Yeah, that's it. All right. So now what we need to do is go to what's known as Deist Cave. Deist nuts in your mouth! Come on, you knew I was going to go there. And as you can see, there's still very similar to many of the other enemies we've already fought. In other words, not interesting. But let's check out this ogre axe, this anti-ogre axe, if we get a chance to. Oop, nope. That's how strong we are, guys. What was once considered boss fights are now just petty clobberings. Ooh, lots of ogres. Okay, so we can do one. You know what? Just so we don't get hit by magic, let's put our fastest character on that one. And yeah, I'm going to show some of this stuff for some of the fights. Just getting to... I want to show you where Deist Castle is, and I'm, you know... Oh man, even Leela killed one of those guys. We're just that strong. And guy just freaking power suplexed one of the ogres to the ground. Makes Sabine look like a bitch. Alright, so, yay. Ooh, money. So we need to explore a wee bit, but not in its entirety, as we now have Hilgigisses, who normally would be really scary. Normally I'd be buffing and prepping for this fight, but they're not too bad. You can see they hit Guy. They'll kill Layla, but that's not a big deal, as Guy will kill them with extreme prejudice. So not much to worry about there. You come across the remains of a dragoon. Something nearby on the ground catches your eye. And we find a pendant! Now, you might say, hey, aren't you going to explore the rest of the dungeon? Yeah, we will, but first, let's get out of Dodge. We'll walk out. I was thinking about warping out, but we can walk out all the same. I want to see that ogre killer actually hit something. I'm sorry, I want to show it off. I mean, I guess showing it off against the Hilgigas counts because that's massive damage. But look at that, 1,000 damage out the gate. Woo! These fools got nothing on us. Sleep tome, huh? It's neat that we got sleep, because we don't have sleep, but I'm reluctant to put it on anyone right now. So we'll worry about that later. Alright, I'm going to start skipping battles for you guys, because showing them off at this point is kind of frivolous, unless it's a new enemy like the Stalactite. But again, it's probably not that necessary. As you can see, they couldn't attack because they don't have ranged attacks. That's why they didn't bother. And hence now why they're dead. Yeah, missile shield I don't care about. Alright, and this is going to be kind of a thing where we have to bounce back and forth between these places. Alright, so... we seek your aid in destroying the Empire, our common foe. Will you help us? The Empire's poison already courses through my veins. I will not escape the fate that befell my brood. I have one last request to make of you. Take this egg to the cavern north of here and submerge it in the life spring. It is the last remaining Wyvern egg. If it is not submerged in the life spring soon, it will wither and die. And we obtain the Wyvern egg. Yay! Wyvern, no! So now we gotta go back to the cave again. Yeah, like I said, I wasn't kidding. This is going to be kind of a thing as we try to traverse this dump. I mean, this wonderful, magical place. Alright, let's move. Alright, so, here's what's interesting about this dungeon. There's a lot of fake paths. In other words, there's fake paths being that you just be walking in a circle, thinking that you were going a different direction or going somewhere new when really you're not. And this will make more sense as we traverse the next floor, so to speak, because there's two ways to get to the next floor. Neither way exclusively helps you get deeper. I don't know how else to really describe it in entire amounts of clarity, but it's just silly like that. There's two ways to get to the next floor, and both roads kind of lead to Rome. And you know what? Undead is never a good thing, so let's just power them through. they can cause all kinds of status effects. Hence why I'm showing this fight, because, you know, just so you get an idea what's down here. Alright. So now we're down in here. Oh, wait, you know what? I'm thinking of a different dungeon. So we get an ether. Wait a minute. Am I? Hold on. We need to go back, I think. So yellow souls, as you can see, are good at using attacks here. I believe they have some physical resistance. Yeah, a little bit, but luckily they don't have a lot of health, so it's not problematic at all. Go to the next floor really quick just to get my bearings straight here. Let me think. Yeah, I think I'm heading the wrong way, so we gotta go back. Oh no! 2 hill gigases! Whatever shall I do? Kill him like the rest? Kill him like the rest. Again, the only person they're really a threat to that's really a threat to them is Layla. So far, they don't seem to be attacking her very much, so meh. So we can use some magic, actually, to kind of backtrack. Hence why the warp spell is great. Okay, so, let's go instead over here. Alright, let's keep moving. Okay, yeah, now we're in the big proper area here. When I say proper, I mean like the big open part of the dungeon that we kind of want to be in order to get all the chests and other goodies. But yeah. Sweet. And we got a bunch of undead. Alright, let's get moving here. Nice. Okay. Mithril armor. All stuff that we already have, so kind of pointless then when you think about it. Alright. I believe there's a chest down here, yep. And a mage's staff, but monster in a box! Me like. Heal me all you want, buddy. You'll hear no qualms from me. Down there to try to turn us into undead, just watch. I don't remember this. I mean, I'm not gonna decline the healing, of course. That was nice of him. Oh boy. Alright. Oh no. Let's keep moving here. Okay, so from here, we're in an interesting little spot. So what we want to do is grab a bunch of chests. Throw gloves, and then there's actually a chest all the way around the other side here. As we've got some ogre mages and our first ogre chief, I think. Yeah, no enemy that we can't handle. The Gigases are more dangerous. And there it is. Mithril mirror. Yeah, okay. Making sure it was what I thought it was. I believe they're weak to fire. Nope. They're gonna spam fire 5 at me, but that's not a big deal. Oh, we had the initiative, I guess. So we'll just kill them off. Kill them like the rest. Yeah, crap baskets. Alright. Oh no! Alright, well, now I gotta figure out where we are. Shouldn't be too bad. As we have Adamantoids, the dual heads which we have fought, and that dude. Nothing we shouldn't be able to tackle. Adamantoids might take an extra hit or two. Yes, he's a little stronger than his buddy outside. But still dead all the same. Kill it like the rest, Vegeta. Kill it like the rest. Trying to figure out where I am. Get him! There we go. Nice. And we get another wing sword for our trouble, which is always welcome. That's a pretty good drop, actually. Ooh. Okay, I kind of know where I am. I believe there's a treasure down here, which I believe that I want. I totally did that wrong. I ended up working out anyway. I know I said I wasn't going to show these fights anymore, but I keep forgetting to get out of them. I almost threw it anyway. May as well just sit through it, right? A diamond shield, nice. That's an actual upgrade for our characters. And it's resistant to lightning. Anything diamond-wise is usually a good find. You know what? Just go back to this other room really quick. Yeah. Let's just do this really quick before we go back the way we kind of came here. Down. Alright, got another diamond shield from that fight, so already worth it. Knight's armor and a monster in a box. Ooh. And it's just an army of these guys. We'll just murder them quick, fast, and in a hurry. Yeah, nothing a good ice spell can't handle. Saint's Spirit, Flame Bow, and Sage's Wisdom again. Alright, so now we're going to head back to the previous floor there. Alright, let's go back. All the way up. Alright. Head down and around the bottom area there. let's keep moving here. So as you can see, we're slowly heading kind of back out the way we came. Which is why I stopped myself, because I knew I was going the wrong way. As you'll see, this is where we backtrack to the first floor. So, yeah, if you fall down that bridge, you got a long walk ahead of you, but it's kind of worth it in a different regard. So you can say what you will about it, but it is worth doing. I just want to show this example really quick. And I don't think... Okay, killed everything there. It's the Revenants that he can't kill with that. That's right. At least not right now. We will kill him later. So this will take us all the way back to the first floor. And now we got to kind of go back down the way we came, but we're going to go through a different set of stairs this time just to get everything sorted out. All right. Okay. Right over here. Now we gotta head all the way to the far side of this area that we didn't go to the last time. Alright. Oops, made a wrong turn. Okay. Slowly but surely, guys. Slowly but surely. Okay. So now we're in a new area. Not technically, but we're in the area where we fell through the bridge there. You see the bridge, I think, is restored, so you can fall down again. You don't want to do that. And by chance, if you are weaker than my current party, you can warp or teleport all the way to the outside of the dungeon and then come back in. Would be safer than walking around it like I did. I walked through it by choice, okay? I'm not saying that you necessarily need to participate in that kind of trailblazing, so to speak, because yeah, if you're low level or you're just, and I don't mean level as in levels, but if your characters aren't built up like walking, you know, tanks of destruction, you're probably going to want to warp out as opposed to just walk out like I did, unless you need that delicious exposure. All right, let's keep moving. Okay. And we'll keep on trucking here. And we get an acid file. Alright. And it should be this door. Let's make sure everybody's mostly healed up. Not that we probably need it, but it's better to be safe than sorry. We've got kind of a boss fight. Chimera after egg! And thus... Now, this can be random and a random amount of chimeras. So, you could luck out and get one, you could luck out and get all of them. I do mean all of them. But our best bet is to really just hit them as hard as possible. Single target. With the best stuff we can that would do damage. And I would say attack. We'll go with Scourge, because I think that will work without being too weak. And we'll have Leela just hang back. We'll let the real warriors take care of this. Yeah, that's probably a little better than her staff would have been. And they're going to hit us with this, so that's the other reason I wanted Leela to defend. But again, we're pretty resilient, so it's not like they're a big threat to us. Again, taking the knocking some of the wind out of this game, right? There's one down. Have her defend. Again, when you feel you're weaker than a group of enemies, just take them out one at a time and worry about keeping yourself alive. That's all you really need to do. That should be enough to kill him. Yep. Not a problem at all. Nice. now we want to get to the Wyvern egg. Wyvern egg sinks gently to the bottom of the spring. That's it. That's all there was. So now we can go ahead and get the hell out of Dodge. And we need to go back to the castle. That's just enough to get us there. Oh, screw it. Be a little bit more substantial, right? And we'll keep moving. So we head up and over. No! The last living Wyvern is dead, but the egg you placed in the spring remains. Someday it will hatch, and the Wyvern will spread its great wings and soar through the sky for the rebels. The Wyverns can't thank you for what you've done, so allow me to do it in their place. We are grateful. Okay, so that's all that we're gonna get out of that. The Wyvern, it's dead. So all we can do now is go back to Altair and report on what happened. So you have to think of it as like we're being sent out on little missions, so to speak. But yeah, that's kind of sad. It's supposed to make you feel sad. Because in this game, everybody dies. Everybody. No. Okay. So now we've got to make our long way back to Altair. So yeah, easier said than done. Not really. It's not really that hard. We just kind of follow this little coastline up into the west until we see kind of that gap where we came through, which we're still pretty far out from it, I'd say. So we got to keep traveling that. All right. Let's go all the way kind of north. It's not an easy trip to make, as you can clearly see. Keep heading north. We should be getting close. There's the little gap right there you can see on the map. So we're getting there. So it's a bit of a trip. If you know, so if you happen to have that cottage from the dungeon, you may have wanted to use it before traveling back to Altair. That's kind of up in the air how you want to do that. You could probably also sail to a town. There's probably towns closer than Altair to sail to, so that's also a viable option as well. But yeah, any of those options would be good if you're hurting pretty bad, but since we're not hurting at all, really, we can just sail right back to Altair. And I think we're doing pretty good on everything else, so let's go ahead and, ooh, I'm one step from getting in, right? Never lets up. Let's head inside. And here we go. We're going to go ahead and heal up. And this is a great place for us to stop for. So I want to thank you guys for stopping by. I am your host, the RPG Guy. And when we come back, we will report on the Wyvern situation to the king. Because obviously it's not going the way he planned it that it would go. And it's just going to start getting uglier from here on out, I assure you. So thank you guys for stopping by. I'm your host, RPG Guy. Like, comment, and subscribe. Support the channels you watch because that's what keeps us going and keeps us doing what we're doing in one way, shape, or form. I'm looking into setting up something like Patreon so we can expand the channel. We have a Jacktard Studios channel. It has almost nothing on it, so it's its own little entity of weirdness. But what I want to do is get those channels going so we can start doing the tabletop stuff for you guys here on YouTube, as well as doing it on Twitch TV, which is where it's going to be first, which is our Chairman of the Board show, making its big comeback, hopefully by next year sometime. So anyway, thank you guys for stopping by. We'll see you guys next time. Bye. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Please take a moment to check out more episodes from the RPG Guy, Tuesday Night Team Up, and more. And please subscribe. Always support the channels you enjoy watching, and while you're at it, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. Keep on gaming hard. See you next time.